Hello, friends. Jurgen Klopp agrees to become the new Germany head coach, replacing Julian Nagelsmann. But Red Bull's approval is still needed. The football world mourns Jayden Adams, the 25-year-old South Africa World Cup midfielder who has passed away just weeks after the tournament. Barcelona complete the signing of Jesse Bisiwu from Club Brugge and are already lining up Julian Alvarez and Karim Adeyemi as their next targets. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps us keep this format going. So, let's dive into the latest football news. Jurgen Klopp has agreed in principle to become the new head coach of Germany's men's national team, following the resignation of Julian Nagelsmann. The DFB confirmed the agreement, though approval from the Red Bull Group, with whom Klopp is currently under contract, is still required. A full agreement has been reached between FC Barcelona and Club Brugge for the transfer of Jesse Bisiwu. The player has given the green light to join Barca, with only final paperwork and a medical examination remaining before the deal is officially announced. England take on Norway in Miami for a place in the World Cup semifinals. The winners would face either Argentina or Switzerland in Atlanta next Wednesday. Jude Bellingham is back to his best at this World Cup, praised as one of the leaders of the Three Lions alongside Harry Kane as England push for a place in the Final Four. The 2026 FIFA World Cup has now been running for one full month, having kicked off on June 11th. With semifinals on the horizon, the tournament enters its most dramatic stage. The mayor of Nice, Eric Ciotti, has asked FIFA and the French Football Federation to observe a minute of silence before the World Cup semi-final between France and Spain on July 14th, marking the 10th anniversary of the Nice terrorist attack in which 86 people from 19 nationalities died. Paulo Dybala is set to put pen to paper on a new one-year contract with AS Roma, committing his future to the club for at least another season. Gennaro Gattuso was officially presented as the new coach of Lazio, declaring, "I am proud to be here, the feelings are good, and we must continue like this." He has already named his squad for the summer training camp. Juventus have reignited their interest in AC Milan defender Fikayo Tomori, roughly 18 months after their initial attempt to sign the England international. Barcelona's 18-year-old forward Hamza Abdelkarim received a state reception in Egypt alongside his national teammates after their return from the United States. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi praised the squad for competing with values following the round of 16 exit against Argentina. Abdelkarim is set to rejoin Flick's training on Monday. Wolves have rejected an offer from Fiorentina for Nigerian forward Tolu Arokodare, knocking back the Italian club's attempt to sign the striker. Former England internationals Joe Cole and Ashley Cole have reflected on the role fate will play in England's World Cup chances this summer, recalling Wayne Rooney's injury at Euro 2004 as a defining sliding doors moment in the nation's tournament history. The Premier League has put the spotlight on the rivalry between Erling Haaland and Harry Kane, comparing their statistics ahead of what promises to be another fascinating season of competition between two of the world's best strikers. The football world is in mourning today. Jayden Adams, the South African attacking midfielder who featured for his country at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, has died at the age of 25. Adams played for Mamelodi Sundowns and had started matches for South Africa against Mexico and the Czech Republic at this summer's tournament, just weeks before his passing. The news broke via BBC Sport and was confirmed by multiple outlets. No cause of death has been reported by the sources available. The shock is profound. Adams had only recently been on the world's biggest stage, representing his nation at a World Cup held in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. For South Africa, Adams was more than a footballer. He was a symbol of a generation. His country's participation in the 2026 World Cup was itself a landmark moment, and Adams was part of that historic squad. The Egyptian president's words about competing with values, spoken to another African team this week, feel equally fitting here. The football community, players, clubs, and fans across the globe, has been paying tribute. Adams was 25 years old. He had started at the World Cup, and now he is gone. Our thoughts are with his family, his teammates at Mamelodi Sundowns, and everyone in South African football. One of the biggest managerial stories of the summer is now taking shape. The German Football Federation, the DFB, has announced that it has reached an agreement with Jurgen Klopp to become the new head coach of the Germany men's national team. The deal is agreed in principle following the resignation of Julian Nagelsmann. There is one significant hurdle remaining. Klopp is currently under contract with the Red Bull Group, and the DFB still needs to obtain approval from that organization before the appointment can be finalized. That approval is not yet confirmed, which means this story is not fully done, but the intent from both Klopp and the DFB is clear. Klopp's return to German football would be a seismic moment. He is one of the most celebrated coaches of his generation, having won the Premier League, the Champions League, and multiple other trophies during his time at Liverpool. His emotional connection to German football, built during his years at Mainz and Borussia Dortmund, makes this appointment feel natural, even inevitable. The timing is significant, too. Germany are not at this World Cup in the same capacity as the host nations, but the appointment of Klopp signals a clear ambition for the 2030 cycle and beyond. If the Red Bull clearance comes through, Germany will have one of the most recognizable coaches in world football leading their rebuild. Barcelona are moving fast in this summer window, and the deals are stacking up. The club have already closed the signing of Anthony Gordon, 25, even before the World Cup began. This week, they reached a verbal agreement with Borussia Dortmund for the transfer of Karim Adeyemi, 24. And now, a full agreement has been reached with Club Brugge for the transfer of young forward Jesse Bisiwu, with only the paperwork and medical remaining before it is officially announced. But the biggest name on Barcelona's list is Julian Álvarez. The 26-year-old is described by Mundo Deportivo as the most desired target, with his move expected once the World Cup concludes. Álvarez is currently still in the tournament, which means Barcelona are biding their time. But the intent is clear. The Bisiwu deal is particularly interesting from a structural standpoint. The financial package includes performance-related bonuses and a sell-on clause, suggesting Barcelona are treating this as a long-term investment. The young Club Brugge forward would initially play for the reserve team, giving him time to develop before stepping into the first-team picture. Under Hansi Flick, Barcelona are clearly committed to a high-energy, dynamic attack. Gordon, Adeyemi, and potentially Alvarez would give Flick an extraordinary range of attacking options heading into the new season. This is a club that is spending with purpose, and the summer is only just beginning. England's World Cup campaign reaches a pivotal moment today as they take on Norway in Miami for a place in the semi-finals. The winners will face either Argentina or Switzerland in Atlanta next Wednesday, a fixture that could define this generation of English football. Jude Bellingham has been singled out as one of the key figures for England at this tournament, praised as a leader alongside Harry Kane. The former England internationals Joe Cole and Ashley Cole have spoken publicly about the role fate will play, recalling Wayne Rooney's injury at Euro 2004 as a sliding doors moment that shaped England's tournament history. The message is clear. Moments matter, and England will need them to go their way. For Norway, this is uncharted territory at a World Cup at this stage. The match is set for Miami, with weather conditions potentially a factor. England will be aware that tournament football at this stage is decided by fine margins: a penalty, a moment of individual brilliance, or a defensive lapse. The stakes could not be higher. England have not reached a World Cup final since 1966. A generation of world-class talent, Bellingham, Kane, and their teammates are at the peak of their powers. Today in Miami, they have the chance to take one more step toward making history. Gennaro Gattuso has been officially unveiled as the new head coach of Lazio, and the Italian has wasted no time in setting the tone. At his presentation, Gattuso declared, "I am proud to be here, the feelings are good, and we must continue like this." He has already named his squad for the summer training camp, signaling that the work begins immediately. But Gattuso has also been candid about the challenges ahead. Speaking to the media, he confirmed that Lazio need a central defender to replace Gila, while also acknowledging budget constraints. "We don't have much money. In attack, we need to evaluate." It is the kind of honest assessment that supporters will appreciate, even if it underlines the scale of the rebuild required. Gattuso's appointment comes at a time when Lazio are looking to re-establish themselves as a force in Italian football. His managerial career has taken him across Europe, from Napoli to Valencia to Marseille. And he arrives in Rome with a clear identity, intense, defensive discipline, and a demand for maximum effort from every player. Elsewhere in Italian football, Strasbourg have also confirmed their new manager in Portuguese coach Hugo Oliveira, who succeeds Gary O'Neill. The 47-year-old arrives from Famalicão and is expected in France imminently to sign his contract. A busy week for managerial appointments across the continent. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting football news. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.